Well, hi everybody, I'm sitting at the Marlboro Banya getting ready for the next UTC, which will be this Saturday, October 15th. Everything will be virtual. The first video will be about 30 minutes, and I will explain everything that's going to be covered in the next UTC in a minute. First, I just want to link to you guys at the bottom in the description of this video. So if you look at the description and click on it, you'll see there are several links. All of those links are links to research on topics that we've discussed within the past couple of years in the UTC that are just now coming to fruition. One of them I already shared, which was the Jameis Winston and Aaron Rodgers talking about the joints in the body, ankles and knees and whatnot. All those things you guys know are incorporated in the Fit for Life warm-up videos for the past 10 years that have been up front. I also did a warm-up video where I walked you through and explained verbally everything that was going on. It's also in the UTC manual in the 5 usual suspects. Those principles are all there. And these things, you know, these are top world-class level athletes. Principles that you either apply or you don't when you train. But you guys that do kettlebell class, you see us doing a lot of that stuff in the joint mobility stuff that we do, the stretching that we do. And in the training that we do in Fit for Life in general, we always work these principles in. And then, like I said, it's the whole warm-up video is essentially 15 minutes of doing that stuff. I talked a lot about during the COVID crisis in 2020, the first 40-day challenge I did was on the immune system. There's a link to a link to a research article that just came out about weakened immune systems, how and why we're seeing weakened immune systems, more children hospitalized with weakened immune systems. You guys heard me talk about it, you heard me say it, and that was more than 2 years ago. The exact mechanisms by how and why I said this would happen are discussed in that article, that the CDC is recognizing these facts to be true, and you guys should read that. Also, red light therapy, tremendous article on red light therapy and its benefit for your eyes to fix eyesight naturally. Again, that was part of the immune system 40-day challenge. We actually worked in red light therapy and breathing work and meditation, all stuff that you guys know has been in the forefront of the news for quite some time. But we did a very specific way, and we incorporated the research and techniques that actually matter. So I'll include that link in the description. Also, I'm going to put a link to research talking about the dietary supplement that cuts risk of hereditary cancer by 60%. That dietary supplement is, in fact, discussed in the UTC manual and encouraged for you to consume. Do you know what it is? Well, find out in the next UTC because it's right in the manual. The last thing I'm going to put is talking about food sensitivity tests, why they're misunderstood, why they're nonsense, why so many people are talking about them, and what actually matters when it comes to food sensitivity tests, what actually matters in general with food sensitivity, what's actually happening there. So I'm going to put all that stuff in the description below. And now in terms of this UTC, so that's all stuff that was covered in previous UTCs, and you were either the beneficiary of that knowledge or not, and incorporated it or not. But all I can say is the research is supporting everything that's been said. The NFL athletes are supporting the principles in which we are speaking about. And I assure you that this will continue to be the case, as most of you know that have known me for 20 years, we stay ahead of the curve. There's a reason why. It's because I put in a lot of fucking effort and work to stay in front of the curve, to read, listen, and research, call people, talk to people, and seek out the best stuff possible so that you guys can be the beneficiary. There's also a standard that I hold myself to that I hope I reflect to you guys, right? I'm never sick, right? I'm approaching 50. I think I stay strong and fit and lean. I try to walk my talk, guys. I try to be an example. So if anything, look at me, look at what I'm doing, and look at the benefit in incorporating these things. So this UTC, we're going to talk about hormones, why they matter. We've talked about hormones in the past, but I'm going to go through all of the most important hormones for you guys to understand when it comes to aging, when it comes to strength, when it comes to weight loss, and more specifically, the hormones that we can affect directly and how we can affect them via the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. We actually can influence these hormones. By the way, big hint, me being in the banya right now is one way to influence these hormones. We're going to talk about digestion. Yes, there is a bunch of stuff in the UTC manual about digestion. Yes, I have covered digestion in previous 40-day seminars, but I'm going to talk more specifically about particular things with digestion that map back to hormones. So I'm going to do a very surface level thing with digestion, but I'm going to go back to hormone production in terms of the digestion discussion. I'm going to talk about organs and their function, and why am I doing that? Because I want you to understand why healthy organs are so important and how easy it is to keep organs healthy, and what you can do if some of those organs are going bad. And guys, some of those organs their health can't be reversed. Some of them can. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about joints, muscles, tendons, ligaments, and we're going to talk about pain in those things, what your body does, how it adapts, why it's a good thing, why it's a bad thing, and how to mitigate pain. There are things that need to be done. Pain is a signal, and it's an important signal. If you don't listen to it, your body adapts, and it adapts in ways that will hinder you later from performance. So I'm going to show you guys a bunch of things in the videos about things you can do for very particular joints, muscles, tendons, ligament pain that I see all the time. Some of this stuff is in the things that we do in the kettlebell class. Some of it is in the warm-up videos, but a lot of it is very specific for people if they come in, whether I'm doing very deep tissue work on you in the office or particular passive stretching therapies, or things that you can do for yourself if you're willing to do it at home. If you suffer from wrist, elbow, shoulder, neck, whatever pain, there are absolutely ways to do this. Things that you can buy for yourself that are very cheap that you can use on yourself to help get yourself out of pain. We're going to talk more about sleep. Again, we're going to try to cover things that we haven't covered already in the manual and in previous seminars. Again, I'm going to link it back to hormones. I'm going to talk very specifically about sleep and hormones. Breathing, again, okay, there's a whole section, I know that in the manual, that talks about breathing, but we're going to talk about it very specifically in terms of hormones and what's possible there. I'm going to send you a bunch of research and a bunch of information on very particular people talking about extraordinary things that they have done with their breathing techniques, including using it to treat PTSD, as well as doing things like holding your breath for many minutes underwater and often in extreme conditions. Why does that all matter? Because guys, the breath, your ability your lung capacity maps your aging. Okay, so as lung capacity goes down, your age goes down, meaning that you die sooner. So we see that as time goes on, your lung capacity decreases. If you're able to keep it higher, we see that people live longer. All right, nice benefit. I'm going to talk about LDL because this has come up a lot. There's a lot of confusions about LDL on your blood test. I am going to send you more research and more things to look at so that you guys can stop asking me these questions about LDL. I'm going to actually explain to you guys all the parts of LDL, what they are, why they matter, what they do, and why you don't need to get so concerned if that is the only marker that's high. Meaning if your blood pressure is good, your blood glucose is good, your A1C is good, right? All these things we'll talk about. And if only LDL is high, and we'll also talk about the difference between LDL and HDL, then you guys can understand for yourselves, like, wow, when I look at this, I get it, all right? We'll talk about different tests that you can do for your heart health if you're actually worried about it, the differences between them, how easy they are to get, their costs, whether or not your insurance company will cover them. I've actually done a deep dive into this stuff in the past year for various reasons for other clients. Pretty fascinating stuff in terms of things that have changed that you now have access to. So that gives you a good idea of some of the things we're going to cover. And obviously we're always going to have Q&As. But I look forward, guys, to to continue to coach you through your health, through your weight loss goals. And I'm gonna do things each day to post to you guys what I'm doing to reach my goals. I'll explain what my goals are in the coming days, and what I expect from myself, and what the change that I'm going to look for in my own self in this 40-day challenge, because I do enjoy challenging myself. I don't like just talking, I like walking the talk with you guys. So I'll do before and after pictures as always, and I will set high standards for myself in performance and physique by the end of this 40-day challenge. All right, guys, I look forward to starting this with you guys on Saturday. And if you're interested in signing up, just text me. And don't forget to look for those articles down below on that research. If you know somebody that can benefit from the UTC, please send them this video, have them text me to sign up. It's gonna be $199 is the cost. Just tell me that you wanna get involved, and I will make sure you're signed up. All right, everybody, have a great rest of the day.